Okay, so here we are, day 3 of our dough fermentation experiment. This is a 72-hour rested dough in the fridge, meaning a cold ferment. Here we have our dough. You can see it's nice and risen. That's after 72 hours after its initial rise. So it almost doubled in size in this container over the last 72 hours. We have our sauce. We have our cheese, which is just standard mozzarella cheese, fresh buffalo mozzarella. And then we're gonna top with some sweet red pepper and olive oil tapenade. Kind of makes for a nice topping on the pizza. The Ooni Fyra is up to temp outside. So let's start making this pie. See how this one turns out. Okay, so let's adjust this a little bit. We got our work surface all dusted down. We're gonna tip this guy out. You'll see it's a nice, airy, bubbly dough. Still a little bit on the cool side, but that's okay. Let's get a better shot here. I'm gonna go ahead and dust up some flour. We're gonna start flattening this guy out. We're gonna make a little bit of an edge crust here. Yeah, dough feels nice and soft. It's not bouncing back. So we want a little bit of a lip on our crust. And then we just take the heel of our palm and just push it out. Want to keep a relatively circular shape. It's a little bit sticky, so I'll add a little bit more flour. Then we can pick this guy up. We can start stretching it. So what we look for here is a window pane effect where you could kind of see through the dough a little bit. I don't know if you could pick that up, but you could see through the dough without it tearing. And this is feeling really nice. After 72 hours, pretty easy to stretch. And it's given a really nice shape and feel. Let's put this guy back down. Stretch out a little bit here. And get our board, which has been floured up with some semolina flour. So we're gonna stretch just a little bit more. Don't want to tear it, but I want a nice, smooth, thin bottom. So this looks about the right size for the Fyra. It's probably a 9-10 inch pie. Looks to be good. It'll bubble up pretty nice in there. So I have this dusted with semolina. We're gonna go ahead and place our dough here. Semolina just helps it come off the board a little bit easier. So now it's time to sauce it up. For Neapolitan style pizza, I don't like to use too much sauce. Shouldn't be heavy on the sauce because we don't really want it wet. So this is basically a homemade sauce, super simple to make. Take a 28 ounce jar of or can of San Marzano tomatoes. Just crush those down by hand. You could puree it down in a food processor. Add some garlic, a little bit of basil, a little bit of oregano, some olive oil, salt, pepper, and there you have it. Pretty basic, simple sauce. So we're gonna leave some room around the edges here for a nice crust. And this is looking pretty good. Okay, so now our mozzarella. This stuff you could pick up at Costco. This is those mozzarellas that you find in, like the tube with liquid in it. It is a little bit wet, so it's not like your dry mozzarella that you could buy in a block in the store. It's gonna be a little wetter, but it's a little better for this Neapolitan style pizza. Okay, so we're just gonna dollop this all around with some cheese. That looks pretty nice. All right. And then we're gonna hit it with this sweet red pepper and olive tapenade. I find this gives it a nice little briny flavor with the olives, and the sweet peppers are pretty nice. And it adds a little bit of oil to the overall pizza, which is a nice way to finish it. So I'm not gonna put a lot on here. I'm just gonna kind of dollop it around. And this should make for a really nice pizza. Okay. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. What do y'all think? I think it's time to get this onto the pizza stone in the Ooni. So you can see it moves around, that semolina flour. It's kind of like little ball bearings. Makes it really easy to slide the pizza off the peel. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna launch this guy, and it really shouldn't take more than about 90 seconds. Okay, got a nice hot oven, nice hot day. Let's go ahead, take this, and just slide it in, close it up, dust off that board. We'll wait about 30 seconds. And this should come up to nice, hot, bubbly crust here in literally about 20 to 30 seconds. And then we'll rotate it. Okay. It's been about 30 seconds. Let's open her up. Oh yeah, it's looking nice already. Let's get it back in there. Cover for another few seconds. You don't want to burn it. And it burns really fast because it's super hot. Deck's probably about 750 to 800 degrees. Take that out. See, we're getting some nice leoparding. Get her back in there. Oh, you can smell it too. It smells like toasted marshmallows. Okay. That should be enough on that corner. I want to be careful not to burn the bottom as well. So one more corner to go. Okay, so this will only take about another 15 seconds at most. Okay, that seems about right. Oh yeah, that is a perfectly done pizza. See, the crust is nice and bubbly. All the toppings are melted nicely. Let's bring this guy back in. All right. Some good leoparding on the crust there. We look underneath. It's nice and done underneath. Really good pie. Probably use a little bit more on this side, but she's nice, crispy. Toppings are melted. Everything looks perfect. So we're gonna call this one done. We're gonna bite into this here pretty soon, but get a closer look here. And I think that pie is a success. So hope you learned a little bit. The Ooni does a fantastic job. About 90 seconds overall. And I can't wait to slice into this one. Thanks.